The Eau Claire Tenant Landlord Resource Center is a center that's meant to provide education, information, and help for both tenants and landlords build better relationships with each other.
Our aim, our mission is early intervention before problems escalate. One eviction can change the complete trajectory of a family's life. Multiple evictions can completely destabilize communities. So it's in everyone's interest for people to be able to sustain their housing.
So some of the challenges or the barriers to finding housing in Eau Claire, one of them, the main ones, is income, just having enough money to afford what's out there. Another big challenge is that we have a very low vacancy rate in Eau Claire, which means there are only maybe 4 or 5% vacancy rate. That is apartments that are available to rent. Whenever the vacancy rate is low like that, landlords can be very selective about who they choose to rent their apartments. And so folks that maybe have an eviction history or a conviction history would have a hard time finding housing.
There's also just the skyrocketing rent prices and being able to afford that on a limited income. There's the Alice population not making enough to be able to, that recommended 30% of your income going towards your rent. A lot of people are having trouble sticking below that with the rent prices the way that they are. The availability is just not there. 400 plus families on our city housing waiting list, some waiting for 2 years. When community members say to me, as they do often, well, those folks have vouchers, so what's the problem? Well, the problem is that few landlords take those vouchers. And the reason they don't have to take those vouchers is that with a vacancy rate below 5%, they don't have to, and there is no incentive to do so. Landlords, especially these kind of mom and pop landlords who may only have 1 or 2 buildings, they might be renting out the other side of their duplex. They're taking on a lot of personal risk as well. And helping their tenants realize that they're going to be stern, but that's because they have a lot riding on this. They don't want the legal repercussions. They don't want to have to kick people out, but they have to do what's right for them.
Most rental applications, if they were not already online, went online. So what that means is that if you have a barrier, you don't have an opportunity to speak face-to-face with a landlord and plead your case. People are also so desperate to get that apartment that they will not read that lease and they will just sign.
Being able to work with one another is kind of the goal that we're working towards, to try and help people understand the barriers on both sides, the struggles that both sides are facing, and how can we kind of mitigate and work together to kind of keep people housed and have that understanding going both ways.
We can provide mediation services that would benefit both tenants and landlords. We intend to provide legal services. Those who work in housing and homelessness in Eau Claire, there's a number of agencies, and we understand that in order for us to be effective, we have to partner with them, and also so we can let them know how we can be helpful. Organizations like Western Dairyland, Sojourners, our Catholic Charities, and the ECTLRC, those are all organizations that we can partner with to provide services that will help their clients.
Housing is very personal. It's probably one of the most profound things that can be threatened in someone's life. So that very present kind of listening is very important.
Between the tenant and landlord, it can make their relationship better, it can make it stronger, and it can help solve problems.